Hey guys, it's Alex975 here today. In today's video, I wanted to make a short video discussing Invincible, the Season 2 midway point, because that's where we're at, if you didn't know. So some of you may not have known that Invincible is going to have, at this episode 4, it's going to have a break for a month, and then it's going to come back for 5 more episodes. It's supposedly going to happen at around January. I would assume late January if it's going to happen in January. Invincible Season 2, Episode 5, and the rest will start coming out. But yeah, because of that, I wanted to make a short review on my opinion on Invincible Season 2 so far, because I've been making a lot of videos on Invincible on this channel, and I plan to make a good few more until the season ends, because I do really enjoy this show, and I think it's one of the best superhero shows, let alone any show right now, because it's such a good show. And if you haven't watched it, I highly recommend clicking off this video and watching Invincible, because I will be talking about spoilers here today. So anyways, yeah, I've heard a big criticism about Invincible Season 2 so far is that it's been coming at a slow pace, and it didn't have, in the Season 1, it had the big catch, like the big reel-in with Omni-Man killing the Guardians, and basically people trying to figure out what Omni-Man was doing in that over-glooming darkness of Omni-Man being evil. But in Season 2, they don't have that big catch. They just have, it's kind of slow-paced for the first, I would say, 3 episodes, where it's just giving side stories and stories where you don't really find them as big. And I definitely do agree with that criticism. Now, I don't think it takes away from the show entirely. I do think it does kind of make a bit of a gap between the quality of Season 1 and Season 2 so far. But I think Season 2 will at least go to the same level as Season 1, because Season 2, Episode 4, I just watched it today, and it was really good. And if you've watched it, it was very it started getting into actual real stuff now, and it's starting to get really intense with the Viltrumites and Omni-Man, and it's become much more interesting, and it's finally got to that. But for the first 3 episodes, it was very slow, and they didn't have a big team. They didn't basically have a narrative, that they were just kind of showing little stories, and they didn't have like this big overglooming story that they all had to focus on, which honestly, to me, I don't find that too bad. A lot of people find that as a big complaint, but I don't really feel that anywhere. I do understand how Season 1, the tension was so good, but Season 2, because you've connected with the characters, you do kind of like the show already, so you don't need to have this overarching thing to have you watching the show, which obviously the showrunners are putting a lot of trust in you watching Season 1 and connecting with the characters extremely well already in Season 1. But yeah, Season 2 is starting to get into it now, and it's really annoying. At the same time, it's a smart business move by having the Episode 4, it starts getting into stuff, but not too much, and then the next 5 episodes are obviously going to be all about that, so it keeps people hooked. But the annoying thing about that is, why did you have to have basically 3 episodes that are looking like they didn't have much point to them? A lot of them were little stories, and the villain, I don't know what his name is, he was the guy with the brain, whatever his name was, he seems to be the big villain, but he doesn't seem to be very threatening right now. He just kind of seems to be like a mini villain, and the Viltrumites seem to be the big villain. But I could be completely wrong, and basically Mark and Omni-Man defeat the Viltrumites in maybe Season 2, Episode 7, or maybe it takes them the whole season, and in Season 3, this new guy comes in, and he is the real big villain. That might be how they go, and I was kind of surprised at how well Mark, especially Mark, but also Omni-Man, took down those Viltrumites, because they were official Viltrumites, and Omni-Man didn't have to go all out to kill them. He did obviously go all out, but he didn't get broken to his bone, and then he was at the end he defeated them. No, he was still had a good bit of energy, and they got him with his side back move. They hit him in the back when he wasn't looking, and that's how they got him, which is obviously he wasn't defeated. They just basically did a scummy move, and Mark beat her the other Viltrumite girl and had the opportunity to kill her. And obviously, like in every superhero story, he hesitates to kill her, and then she obviously acts upon that, which I find really annoying. I always hate those because it takes away from the fact that Mark actually defeated her, and she didn't even give him a compliment on it. Like, she didn't even say, "Oh, I'm actually surprised you beat me." She was like, "I'm not shocked that I got you," like acting like she wasn't on the ground 2 seconds ago about to be killed. So I find that really funny, but I also find that annoying. But yeah, it shows that maybe Invincible is got more than the Viltrumites, because obviously by combat he shouldn't be beating them because he's obviously a kid who's only been training for about a year or two, but maybe he has some intense power, and Omni-Man might have just been one of the top Viltrumites. I know he said in season 1 that he was one of the top Viltrumites, but I thought that was more to do with the fact that he actually I was going to say he fought in the rebellion, but then when I think about it, in that revolution, he wouldn't have been alive. He was like a couple generations after that revolution. So yeah, Omni-Man probably just was one of their best men, and that's why he was sent out to Earth, and that's why he defeats so many of the Viltrumites so easily. Well, not so easily, but yeah, you get what I'm saying. But yeah, all the side stories have started to kind of, like, yeah, they're a bit slow and a bit awing sometimes. Like, they're sometimes droning on and you get bored, but I can see why they're a bit necessary, and obviously you can't focus on the main plot all the time, but yeah, they can be gaping sometimes, and I do feel like they're gonna turn on the gas with the next few episodes, and I'm really excited to see it. So yeah, so far I would give Invincible Season 2 an 8 out of 10, and I say it could get to a 9 or 10 out of 10 in the last 5 episodes, because it's definitely not been bad. It's still been really, really good. I would say season 1 up to this point would have been at a 9 out of 10, and this is at an 8 out of 10. So really, not much difference. Basically, just that it's a bit slow. But yeah, that's my mid-season review. I will be making another video probably in a couple weeks' time on my episode 5 predictions, because the episode 4 predictions did really well. The video and much call it. I know that I did not get the right information. I was like completely wrong. Alan the alien isn't dead, and I got that wrong, and I was let know by that in the comments. But yeah, that's basically in season 2 episode 5 predictions. I will be releasing that when Invincible season 2 episode 5 is more sooner gonna come out. Sorry I messed up there. Anyways, yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.